Welcome back, guys. I'm here with the App Mafia crew today. You guys are all rising studs in the app world. And I'm just curious, because I see a lot of numbers online all the time. What does this group collectively bring in a year in revenue right now?
This group is it's a loose term.
The four right here.
The four of us, okay. The four main members of App Mafia.
What are the apps, and what do you guys all bring in collectively, I guess?
Yeah. The primary apps that we have are, we'll go in order of date founded. RizGPT does about, I think, 4 million a year right now. Umax also does about 4 million, so that's 8. Cal AI, what are we at, Zach? Just under 40?
Just under 40.
Nice.
Okay, so we'll go 8 plus 37, that's 45. I think over 37, but yeah, call it 45. And then Quitter.
6.
So just over 50 million
Nice.
in revenue.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that Umax and RizGPT were still like cranking like that.
Yeah, well,
Is that very low effort?
Yeah, dude, that's the beautiful thing about apps is if you build a good product, you don't have to maintain it. The code continues to provide the service on its own. And if you have the marketing system set up correctly, it'll just continue printing. So those apps are super profitable, like over 50% profit margins, and I do nothing, 0.
Who's running it?
I have a social media manager for Umax, and then for RizGPT, we also have a social media manager. So each of those companies only have one full-time employee.
That's crazy. And I think I saw
VAs as well, one VA on each.
I think I saw a picture of the sales somewhere. I don't remember where, but it still looks like, it doesn't look like there's like churn.
Flat. That's crazy.
Do you think that's like people that forgot they have it on their phone, or
Are these monthlies or yearlies?
Weekly and it's no, like we still do downloads. Like they're almost entirely from new users.
That's crazy. This whole world is so new to me, but I'm obviously now kind of getting into it myself, so it's very interesting.
Are you?
And yeah, so I haven't told you about it yet. We were just talking about it, but I'm working on my own web app and mobile app with like 2 of my co-founders in my group.
What would it do?
It's Uber with ad creatives, essentially. So think about like TikTok Shop and what kind of beautiful infrastructure that is, allowing anyone to essentially be an entrepreneur with 0 risk or downside, but it's limited to TikTok Shop. So it's taking that infrastructure and mimicking it on every other platform, essentially.
Really?
Did you see Instagram doing the same thing, like TikTok Shop, but for
Instagram,
creators?
they fucking screw up everything. My goal would be to build this into something that I could then exit to them with, because this is almost like giving them back the power. But I want to talk about you guys, though. We can get into that in a little bit. So how did you guys all meet originally? None of you guys knew each other from the get-go, right?
No. So I had built those first 2 apps, posted a little bit on Twitter, and I probably had like 500 followers at the time, maybe even less. Zach found me and was like, whoa, dude, I've seen these apps on social media. Love them. Zach was building Zone apps at the time. You can tell this story.
How long ago was this?
This was a year and a half ago. Actually, this was probably closer to 2 years ago, because I DM'd him, and then there were a few months after where we were just like, I guess, talking a little bit. But yeah, I was building my own apps. I had just gotten into the app space after I was initially building websites and a bunch of other random projects.
At 16, he sold his own website for over 100K.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was that your first business, like first real business?
The first real business was tutoring kids how to code when I was 10 years old for $30 an hour.
$3 an hour.
30
At
an
10 years
hour.
old?
30 an hour.
Bro, that's like more than having tens of millions right now.
Yeah,
When you're 10, bro.
It's true.
You can buy any toy, you can buy
Unlimited
unlimited candy. That's sick. Okay, so you got into this. You're probably like the youngest. I mean, you are the youngest in the group, number 1, right?
Yeah.
And then what is that like, being around all these older guys?
I'm just learning a lot. Definitely, they're pushing me every day to do a lot of crazy stuff.
But you're also still going to college, right?
Yeah.
Can you walk? All right, because I get it, right? College is really fun.
Here, wait, should we finish the
Yes. Yeah, so let's finish the background here. There's a lot. This is the most people I've ever had on at once, so I'm trying to get everyone included. But okay, so you come up, you're building apps, you see Blake, you reach out to him, and then what?
And then we started talking for a little bit before deciding to start something together. It was Cal AI, and that started going really well. Around that same time, though, I bumped into Alex just completely spontaneously and randomly in Miami. It was actually, dude, wait. Yo, that's actually so crazy. I'm just piecing this together now. The same trip, wait, was it the same trip? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was actually right after. But it was in Miami. I was in Miami when I DM'd you about, not when I DM'd you, but when we came up with the idea for Cal AI together. It was on text where we decided let's start something together. And then another trip to Miami was when I bumped into Alex. And now we're all here in Miami. It's kind of weird.
My buddy sent me a podcast because my first app failed. I'm rebuilding it.
Which was
Peer pressure.
nice.
Yeah, and so that failed, and I was like, I gotta figure something else out. And then I saw this like consumer utility apps going, and I'm like, what's this Cal AI stuff, UMac stuff? Someone actually told me, remember like Jabron?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like, you remind me of this kid Blake Anderson. I'm like, who the fuck is Blake Anderson? And then coincidentally that night, my buddy sent me a podcast and was like, look at this. And it was Blake and Omar, I believe.
Was that
in
the desert
woods.
one or whatever?
In the woods. And I was like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. And Blake loves to tell that story.
Yeah.
And then,
That was a long time ago.
yeah.
I didn't know it was that long ago.
Yeah, so then I watched that and I was like, I can do this. And then I had the idea to build, I was like, holy shit, we should build an app to help men quit porn. And then I went to Build Space Season 5 in San Francisco. Alex and I were texting at the time because we met probably 8 months prior through YC co-founder matching when I was looking for a developer. I hit him up on like 10 different platforms, spoke, he's like, I hate this idea, but let's stay in touch. And they met up and then I was like, I have an idea to build this. And he goes, I built it last week.
So Alex hated the idea of the peer pressure.
Yeah.
They met up again.
8 months later, basically, in person.
Had the idea for building a quit porn app, which you had already built.
Yeah, I pitched him an idea and he's like, I built it last week. And then I was like, I'll market it.
And then you guys just got off Oprah, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
That's sick. What was that experience? Was that like, I feel like Oprah's still huge, right? Oprah's still huge, but I feel like she really like, you know, was
Dude, she
peaking like a
pulls in
decade
2
ago.
million views a podcast like that.
Yeah, so what was that like meeting her in person? Did it feel surreal?
Well,
'Cause I feel like she's a name that's just so
First, we're
out
sitting
there.
here on the couch. Alex goes, yo, Connor, Oprah just emailed us. I'm like, what? What do you mean Oprah just emailed us? He's like, yeah, like Oprah's team. I'm like, did we hop on a call? He's like, no. I get the guy's number. I call him on the spot. And I'm like, all right, we're in. Like, what's the deal? He's like, well, it's not finalized. We're doing this thing on tech addiction. We want to bring in porn addiction, etc. It's like, all right, let us know. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, they book us. We're like, okay, like this is cool. But then 3 days before is when they prepped us. So we had known nothing about what we're gonna say, the questions, how the whole conversation's going until 3 days before. I'm like, all right, just basic questions: how we built the app, why we built it, etc. And then next thing you know, we're there and it's a whole production crew, like 3 separate floors, makeup, prepping.
You put on makeup?
They had to put makeup on us.
They
had
you
to.
said
They
they had
had
to.
to.
You wanted
had
to
to
put on
look
makeup,
camera
bro.
ready, you know.
Just a little bit more there. Yeah, okay, some bronzer.
I made sure they touched me up pretty nice.
Nice.
You know, had a date after, had to look good.
But that sounds like a pretty, like overall, like from the time they hit you up to the time you went on, 3 weeks? Something like that?
Yeah,
That's
it was,
crazy
it was
fast.
Very fast. They so I learned this after the fact. They have separate producers, and so like different producers will come up with different podcast ideas and show ideas, and then pitch it. And I guess they get approved or denied, is from what I'm gathering.
Interesting.
And so we did that, and then got to meet her after. Has this whole team around her, telling her what to do, how to act. Like literally, we were taking a picture with her. I don't even remember this, Alex, but they like fixed her like outfit and shit like mid picture. I was like, damn. And then another thing was colors. So they said don't wear patterns. And they also move people based off skin color and the color of their shirt to make sure that the crowd is very
actually
diverse.
Not allowed. That's called racism.
Isn't that what you like stands against? That whole.
That
but
kind of
they're
makes sense.
basically-
So they don't
I
want
don't
like.
know if it was race, but like they're definitely moving people around based off the color of the shirt they were wearing.
Asian, get in the back.
Yeah, my dad was white, so got pushed to the back. Kidding.
And so wait, so, and what kind of impact did that have? Did you guys go on like specifically to promote the business, or were you just like, this is really cool, or kind of a mix of both?
The biggest thing was it was orchestrated where it went from tech addiction to a couple struggling with porn addiction, and they showed videos from the wife and husband like crying, posting TikToks about how like the
Dude,
struggle is.
that's got to be like a
Which
cup
was-
ritual or
Dude,
something.
it
Like,
was
I would-
so
Yeah,
uncomfortable sitting
My
there.
girlfriend's like, listen, baby, we gotta go on Oprah. Talk about your porn addiction. Yo, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
They're very public.
Wait,
Not going on.
hold up.
They were very
Question,
public about it.
since
online.
you guys are experts in this space, what's considered a porn addiction?
So
How many times
I
a day?
actually am very careful of saying
Well-
the word addiction.
Well, Alex, you used to be.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you know the story about why there's a 65-inch TV in his room, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. All right, Blake, you want to kick this one off? We'll put a pause into the whole addiction thing.
so one night we're going out, and Alex's TV had just gotten delivered. And we have this handyman that comes over to set things up for us. And we see, I think Alex and Zach had left already. Connor and I are still here. We see Alex spamming the group chat at 10 p.m. Spamming 10 p.m. on a weekend. Juan, can you come over right now? Set up my TV. And Connor and I, our thesis is, where you smell smoke, there's fire. Our thesis is that Alex was out and, a little bit sexually frustrated. Wanted to get the TV set up.
BS. It's complete BS.
Dude,
Yo,
He hadn't had much
real
luck with
reason-
girls in a while.
The real reason is,
Shots weren't going in the net.
Real reason is I wanted to watch Clash Royale that night, and I was like drunk, so like having a massive TV and just chilling in bed was like
Not
my
Riley
dream
Reid.
night.
Not Riley
And so I was
Reid.
like, let's get it done. Like,
What's it like watching porn on a big screen like that? I've never
pretty
done
immersive.
that before. I have tried the VR before. That's pretty fire. Not gonna lie. You know what's weird? One time is actually, not that I have an addiction or anything. I don't watch it anymore. I swear. If Mike was
yeah?
watching this, I literally, I used to live like in this little outdoor house where I grew up. And one day, like I go into the bathroom, and I lived by myself, bro. I swear to God, by the way, I lived by myself. I open up the sink, like the cabinet under the sink, and there's like a really nice VR headset in there, unboxed and everything, ready to go. And so, like, of course, it's like a gift, So I had to try it out.
How's
you
that?
placed it there.
I
Why
don't
are they putting
know.
it under
I don't
your
know whose it
sink?
was. I still to this day, I don't know how it got there. I don't know whose it was. Like I was thinking maybe it's like one of my brothers or something. But anyway, so
Rite of passage.
I'll check out your app, I guess. But I don't know your story at all. Are you South African?
No.
What's your accent?
I'm from London, actually.
London. Okay, pretty close.
Where are you from? Texas?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Where are you from?
California.
Oh, whereabouts?
Yeah. Napa Valley.
Where's that?
Wine,
North? North?
Yeah,
West? South?
like an hour and a half Bay Area.
okay.
Kind of near where you grew up, right?
No, I didn't grow
He's
up.
from Philly.
Right.
He lives in San
You're the
Diego.
man. Okay, so, but I want to know, like, how did you guys all, like, why apps, right? Some people, okay, actually, let me go back a little bit. I believe that there's two types of entrepreneurs, and you can actually go through both stages. There's entrepreneurs that look for a problem, and then they almost like work backwards to create a solution. And then the other types of entrepreneurs are guys that literally just make something because they would enjoy using it, and then they figure out how to make that profitable, right? I would say for me first, there was no thesis or market research whatsoever. I just like wanted to make a cool pair of workout shorts, and then I turned that into a business, and it was very hard. It took a long time. For you guys, it sounds like you guys look for a problem first, and then you work backwards and create a solution. But why did you guys all want to get into apps? Like, what about, did you
Yeah.
see some influencer that said it was cool, or did you all just kind of happen to
I saw
stumble
Blake.
across it?
Like,
Yeah,
actually.
cool influencer, right?
No,
here.
like literally.
So for me, I was in college, and I'm sure you saw this too. Girls are always buying and selling used clothes from one another.
Yeah.
It'd be these massive group me's. And I was like, there should be an app for this. People nowadays don't really use Facebook as much. Facebook Marketplace isn't as trusted, especially in New Orleans, because it's like, you want to buy and sell with other girls at Tulane or guys at Tulane, as opposed to random New Orleans locals. And I was like, I feel like I could build an app to solve this. So myself, my co-founder, Alex Lyman, partnered together and found a developer to build it for us. So it was a social college marketplace app. We launched it. We found like a little bit of traction just based on our connections at Tulane. We tried to go scale to other schools. It didn't work. It fell flat.
Next Mark Zuckerberg here.
Yeah. And so about to graduate senior year, and I'm like, bro, I do not want to get a fucking job. So for me, largely was like, what is the quickest thing I can build that's gonna make some fucking money? Look at ChatGPT. I'm like, people should be packaging this into apps. More and more people use phones nowadays rather than laptops in the process of consumption. TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Like, I'm gonna build a product, market it on social media. The most obvious one for me was RizGPT, AI dating assistant for guys that don't know how to talk to girls. Built an app where you upload the screenshot, tells you what to say. I thought it would make like maybe $10,000, $20,000 a month, but that would be enough for me to live and be able to provide for myself as I kept building new businesses. We launch it, 3 days, 80,000 MRR. Wild.
How?
Wild.
Influencer marketing?
Yeah, exactly. Influencer marketing, underground niche, underpriced creators, super cult-like following. These creators posted it and everyone flooded. This was the very infancy of the AI app game. Up to that point, honestly, the whole like mobile app arena was largely social based. It was all these people trying to build like these little social tools. Apps like NGL, apps like TBH, Gas, Instagram Wrapped, things like that.
My question, real quick, I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys collectively kind of like boosted that niche again, because for me, I literally cannot remember the last time I downloaded an app, and I low-key thought of like the app space as like dying and super competitive. And then you guys came in, correct me if I'm wrong, and essentially introduced like drop shipping style marketing using influencers into a space that didn't really have any marketing with like this new generation of technology.
There are few key macro trends here, I think. I think there are essentially three. There's one, there weren't new changes in technology in a big way from the advent of the App Store until 2022, 2023, the release of ChatGPT. So most of the big players have been founded in the early 2010s and just kind of tracked along, continuing to win. Apps like MyFitnessPal, apps like Headspace, Calm, whatever it may be, for these single-player apps. With ChatGPT and LLMs, you can embed incredible functionality into a single-player product. That's one. Two would be how easy it is to build apps. In the past, you had to hire developers, raise capital, or be super skilled yourself. Now it's easier than ever before because you can code with LLMs. Database providers are so much easier to use, Supabase, that sort of thing. And then three would be drop shipping style marketing. Super easy to get your product in front of people. And every single sort of new player in this game that we play in is leveraging at least two of those, usually all three.
Blake, I got a question. When you guys first started influencer marketing, obviously there wasn't mass awareness for this kind of niche. Have prices gone up with influencers over the last like year and a half, considering how much inbound they have now from other app builders?
Kind of, but like at the end of the day, you look at most promos on social media, and there was a period where I was like, is the app space becoming saturated? With respect to ideas, like the really low-hanging fruit are being captured. The low-hanging fruit AI app ideas have been captured. But if you have a novel idea, there's still plenty of opportunity on the marketing front. It's easy to look at it and be like, there's so many more apps, more competitive for influencers. But you look at promos that influencers do, the vast majority are not for apps. The vast majority are for physical products. So
I have a question, an influencer marketing question based on my own experience. I personally, and so does my mentor Hudson, feel very strongly that influencer marketing is dead. I will never pay an influencer to promote my products. It just doesn't work. And any e-com brands specifically that are using influencers to get to their site and buy products, you lose money, right? It's 100% like a dinosaur's game. But I see ads all the time of your guys, it's like, it might not even be like a fitness related video. It might be like some good looking dude, like that good looking dude Giorgio with his girl, and they're just like making out, and then he pulls up Cali at the very end.
Yeah.
Does that convert really well? Like, why do you think influencer marketing still converts really well to apps but not to e-com? Is it because you guys just don't have physical goods, so that way your CAC can be higher?
It's also novelty. Like, fucking gym shorts, as cool as they are, will never be as novel as some like crazy new AI tech.
I guess you don't need clothes. No one needs another pair of
So
shoes.
it's also-
the video will go less viral. Whereas when we post something, it actually might go more viral than the creator's average post.
Okay.
And I think it's also a pain point. Like at least with quitting porn is a very strong
Yeah.
emotional pain most men have and shame they have. And so once they realize we have a community to actually help them, they need that. And then it's just the vehicle in which we provide that is the influencer or a meme or I don't even know what. It's really just influencers and memes and content.
Interesting.
But I wouldn't say it's dead. I mean, I know the founder of a pretty successful clothing brand, and they're doing 7-figure, maybe 8 figures a year actually. And their whole thing, they initially were just paying small accounts to post, and like 1 out of 10 videos would blow up. It would be like girl dancing videos, then they would just wear the shirt, and everyone in the comments would be like, "What shirt is that? What shirt is that?" There would be a promo code, go buy it. And they've switched over after I've spoken to them, and they're doing more of the influencer marketing strategy that we do at CaliAI, which is paying influencers that have a big following already, not just these micro influencers where 1 in 10 blow up. And it's working well for them. So I think it honestly comes down a lot of the time to just the deal structures, because there's a lot of things we do in the contract to ensure that we get a certain number of views, etc., which allows it to be profitable. Otherwise, if the video flops or whatever,
Yeah,
if
you
it's
guys
low
aren't paying like a
converting,
flat fee per video. It's incentive based essentially.
it's not. It's kind of an in between of both.
Interesting.
If you want to learn more about our compensation structures, make sure to join or apply for the App Mafia Insiders community.
Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about that. Let's talk about that a little bit. So I actually haven't really looked into your guys your group. What would you call it? A mastermind, a group, a course?
Insider community. Well, we have 2. We have a free course, which is 14 hours, completely free content for people that want to grind that out, new to the space, don't have money, whatever. If you want one-on-one time with us, you get an introductory call. We have weekly office hours. We have coaches. We have a community of founders that are successful or, sort of high aptitude. If you want to be part of that, then you can pay.
Interesting. Okay. And so what's like the main goal of that? Is that cash flow? Is that to get new, bright entrepreneurs in the mix of your circle? Is it to come across new app ideas in their infancy and then get involved? All 3 of those?
Dude, it's multiple. It's like we have people hitting us up 100+ times a day asking for advice. I'm sure you experience this too. How do you determine who's worthy of advice? How do you because I like talking to these founders. There are founders where like we have the introductory call. There are founders where I'm following up and hopping on more calls with them because I see how much promise they have in their product. We have one founder that went from about 10K MRR to over 80K MRR, and I have no doubt he'll clear multiple hundred a month before the end of this year. And so for us, it's time allocation. In terms of the price, we use it to hire, like we have a coach within the community / like secretary. We're using it to create the content that we're fund the lifestyle, to continue creating content, make the app space bigger. And then also, as we continue to grow, our network and the quality of connections and people that we can put our community in contact with will continue to grow. So I think it's this sort of like positive feedback loop where the bigger the community grows, the stronger it becomes as well.
So you guys use the cash flow from the community / course to fund the lifestyle, and then you put all the business's funds back in. Something like that?
Yeah, we use the cash to both fund back into the community as well as our operations here. And we haven't paid out $1. Like we literally use every single dollar to either make the community better or fund the operations here.
Nice.
I was gonna say on top of that, I think learning about what founders actually need and want and getting almost a sense of like who's going to succeed and who's not going to succeed in this game is helpful for the future. If like ever want to build a fund, if ever want to invest in founders, we know what they need, we know what they want, we know to look for it. And so like understanding honestly like who's the customer at the end of the day. And it's app founders needing help. So.
And how impactful do you think, like you guys all moved in together, I know you guys have a lot of fun together as well. Why, first of all? I mean, I think I know the reason, but why? You guys are all in different parts of the country originally. Why all come together? Why get a big, massive house? Why Miami? Like, what was your thought process behind this specific setup? Whose idea was it, actually?
We all came together.
You said, I want to party, let's get a mansion.
Initially how it came together was that I was enrolled at the University of Miami,
We
so
went to
I was
Vegas
going to come out
first.
here.
We went to Vegas.
Well,
first.
yeah, but even before that, I enrolled in the University of Miami for college, and I was looking to get a place to work out of off campus, just like an office. And then spoke to Blake about it, said I was doing it. He wanted to potentially get something together because I guess he wanted to split his time and tax benefits, of course. And then we went to Vegas with Alex and Connor for the school app event. It was just a few days, it was fun. And we told them about our plan to do it. They were going to get a house themselves in San Diego at the time, but they were like, yo, why don't we just join you guys? And so it was the 4 of us together. We decided, let's bring in some more people. And so we have Jude, a few other people here, kind of moving in and out as we build up that Mafia team. And
Moving in and out.
in and out. And it's been really fun so far.
And be honest with me. Genuine question. In terms of a percentage basis, what percentage of your hours awake are spent like genuinely grinding, working versus, having people over, enjoying Miami? I mean, this is a fucking sweet. This is essentially like a fraternity.
Yeah.
This is a fraternity.
An upscale fraternity.
entrepreneurship
Yeah.
Frat. I mean, Connor and I were both in frats, so we kind of know how that goes.
Like, what's your guys' work/play ratio?
Dude, honestly, early on, there was more play than there is now. Personally, recently, dude, I've been like, I either work or I work out or I've been seeing a girl, and that's about it.
Nice.
But that's pretty much the vast majority of my time.
Big girl guy.
Big girl guy.
I've been
huh?
reading. I read books a lot. I probably spend about an hour a day reading a book.
But like, are you guys throwing a party once a weekend?
No,
Are
once a
you
month,
constantly
probably.
having once a month? Are you guys having entrepreneurs come through here like I am right now and constantly say
Yeah,
what's
We had
up?
Jimmy Farley over.
We had
We had
Jimmy
Luke Alexander,
over,
Brez.
Luke is a phenomenal human being.
I
by the
love
way.
Luke, bro.
I had him on the pod a
Luke's
few months
great.
ago, and I
yeah,
told him
dude,
I was
listened
like,
to that entire podcast.
dude, he's such a nice guy. And I was
Yeah.
like, I've said this now multiple times on different episodes. I was like, and this is a good lesson out there for anyone wanting to start a personal brand. I think he actually did a disservice to himself at first because he was like, he kind of came off like a dick in his
Douchebag,
videos.
yeah.
And I was like, bro, you're one of the nicest dudes I've ever had on.
Yeah.
And so that brings me to my next question, actually, which is, I think Luke, for example, had the realization of like, okay, courses are very short-lived. I actually truly do believe having a business as your asset that you
Yeah.
grow, and then having some sort of course, info, community, coaching on the side, and doing those together is like the ultimate goal. Because then you keep your money in the business,
Yeah.
and then you cash flow on the side. But what do you guys think of that?
I think we view the community largely as like, we think that the app space is only going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
We think that it's just starting to ramp up. We want to be at the center of that. We want to be the sources of high quality information, the new tactics, and we want the best fucking founders by our side. We think that the community creates the economic incentive to do that, where we can use the cash to once again fund all of the operations that we have here, to do cool things, hire videographers, hire editors, pay clippers, and continue to blow this space up. And the upside is that the community wins. As I had said earlier, they get access to our network and everything that we know about building apps. And then we win in that our personal brands grow bigger, and we'll be able to leverage that for future businesses that we build. So we're all still running our apps currently, but we split the time and attention between continuing to scale up our apps while we do this. And this will be like we'll look back at this as largely like a personal brand content chapter of our life.
Yeah.
I don't intend for that to be my whole life, but we'll be able to leverage that when it comes to hiring for new businesses in the future, getting attention, traction, whatever.
I think it's super valuable.
On the note of why we got this house, it goes in with the course and the community. Like, bro, we have all the recipes for success, all the ingredients for success. We're all young. We make millions of dollars of apps. We live in Miami. We have supercars. We vlog every day. Like, this is sick.
This is like essentially the new.
This is sick, bro.
This
Come
is
on.
the new.
is sick.
This is like the new version of like the
Team
hype
10.
house.
Team 10.
Team 10.
The
hype
words
house,
you
all
just
that
said,
stuff.
how many times do you say those words individually per week?
But you know what?
We're sick.
You know what? Look at the numbers on the YouTube and tell me I'm wrong. And then think about who's running this show. It's me and you.
10,000 views, 15,000.
Yeah.
We're fucking sick.
All right. Convert those views to short form views. These are far higher than 10. So like a million, whatever.
I don't know.
$1 million, $2 million.
Well,
I listen.
it is higher.
I don't disagree that we are on an upward trajectory, but we're definitely not like that cool.
I think, Lucas,
You really think you're that cool?
long term, I think we could become the Mr. Beast of entrepreneurship. No one else has done it.
What does that mean, the Mr. Beast of entrepreneurship?
I
It means
think-
we give away the money our businesses make.
I think, bro, honestly, instead of
Are you gonna
people
build wells?
consuming, I didn't hear. What did you just say?
No, continue. My bad.
Instead of people consuming
man.
mindless entertainment, they're consuming business entertainment where they're learning. They're learning about how to provide.
Yeah.
Isn't that just Alex
Dude, this is
Ramosi?
gonna be on like a
Products for
villain
people.
arc edit of Alex. It's like Alex telling the story about everyone laughing. Alex has
Fuck
come
you
up.
guys.
How old is everybody? You're the oldest. I know that.
I just turned 20.
20. Oh, you're 20.
Yeah, just turned.
23.
You're 23.
18.
You're 18. What the fuck, dude? I thought you were 20 for some reason.
Nah, they're all unks.
All right, let's.
Bro, I'm not on.
Yes, you are, bro. You have a 2 in front
I was
of your
19
age.
2 weeks
You
ago,
have a
buddy.
2
With
in
a
front of your
sad-
age, bro.
You're pretty old, bro.
Yeah, you are.
All right, how old are you?
You look pretty
31?
old. 24, bro. Are you 24 or 25?
24.
Yeah, I'm 24. All right, I want to shift over to Zach real quick. So you're the youngest one here. You're in a very unique situation because I think that being in this type of environment as an 18-year-old, not only being around a ton of other young successful guys, which is super, like, it's very rare to be young and successful, and it's even more rare to be able to surround yourself with those types of people. I mean, I can, like, speaking for myself and for Blake, I know as well, in the early days when you're an entrepreneur and you're on your grind, like, it's almost impossible to find other people without having social media.
Dude, we had
Super lonely and
Rubin? Yeah.
isolating.
You know
Who?
Zach Rubin?
No.
He was in Miami. Zach went to Tulane with me. In line with that point we were talking last night outside, we were like, dude, at Tulane in our grade, there were like 3 entrepreneurs
Yeah.
that were even trying. None of us successful at school. Me, Alex, and Zach. And now each of us are running businesses worth $10+ million.
There's really only like who knows like who will end up becoming successful in the long run. You might have a friend that was like a fucking, retard, and then like 10 years later they kind of figure their shit out. But it's very rare for young people to be grinding and building something. It's even more rare for you to find other people just like you. You're in quite possibly the coolest situation you can be in as an 18-year-old because you have all these older cool guys around you that can mentor you, not only from like a business perspective, but like from an older brother perspective as well.
Yeah, dudes
You're
that
in
are
this
cool,
dope house.
good-looking,
Attractive.
smart, get pussy.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah,
above.
sure. What he said.
Super.
You're the man, bro.
You're the man.
So you're in this situation, which is like, if I was 18, like I would have been stoked to be here, but you also wanted to go back to school. Like, walk me through that. Why do you even like want to be in school?
A part of it is I just want to see what it's like so I don't have the FOMO. Another part of it is, as you said, it's kind of hard to find people to surround yourself with depending on your circumstances in life. If I were to just live with everyone here, I wouldn't have as many friends that are 18. I would be hanging out with people that are 20 and up probably most of the day.
Yeah.
And so college is allowing me to make those friends, and I'm definitely not lasting all the 4 years. I'm going to stay in, kind of integrate myself into the community, or I have been. And then ideally I'll be able to drop out, we'll still live nearby, and I'll keep friends with the people I am. We'll keep being able to throw parties, and I'll keep the social aspect without having the academic aspect.
Basically, he's saying
Do you have a lot
girls.
of friends at U Miami that are like not entrepreneurs, that are just like normal everyday people?
Yeah, for sure.
You didn't switch up on them?
No, I didn't switch up on them, but some people are actually entrepreneurial. Like my roommate, Ben, who I'm roommates, but I don't live there. He's actually starting a clothing company, so that's cool.
And we've had a
Shout
lot of
out
people
to
come
Ben.
up to us at
He's a cool
parties
dude.
saying they want to build apps and they want our advice. Like people
Yeah.
our
Bro,
age.
of course
from
they
you.
do. Imagine being an 18, 19-year-old
I know,
and you get to come to
bro.
a house like this and see those cars. And I mean,
I
how did
remember when I was a freshman at Tulane, there was a kid that had, who had made like a couple $100,000 selling sneakers. And I remember people being like, dude, you hear he's rich, like he's leasing a Lambo and blah,
What?
blah, blah. And this kid was like compared to, made some money, but compared to what Zach's doing, like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting fucking like starting quarterback treatment, dude. The CEO or president of Miami came over here for dinner.
the CEO of who?
The
Miami.
president of Miami.
of U Miami.
President of U Miami came
Yeah.
over here for dinner. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Older guy or
But I think
younger?
it's
Really good.
cooler. Like,
Yeah, he's older.
Oh,
He
wow.
was
He
the
was-
CEO of Deloitte.
for 10 years.
Wow. So,
The sign.
genuine question. How do you navigate being 18, having this kind of access, having a lot of success for your age? There's like, without a doubt, a lot of people that want to use you for that, right? That's like
Yeah.
natural. That's just like how the world works.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like that's sometimes difficult? Like, you don't know who at school like just wants to pull up to the party versus like genuinely get to know you and be friends, or?
So, I mean, in terms of people at school, like I feel like a lot of 18-year-olds are pretty see-through with their intentions, and so I'm not ever worried about that. But yeah, I'm getting hit up all the time by other entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, all kinds of people online. And initially, I used to take calls with everyone, but ever since moving into this house, I've really just leaned on everyone here, and I feel like we have the formula. We have everyone we need right here to conquer the world, honestly, if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And therefore, I've been a lot more closed off to the external and just more focused on internal within my own mind and creation there, and then everyone in this house.
It's good to say no. I think that's one of the hardest things to learn in life is like someone asks you to hang out, no.
Dude.
Not like, oh, sorry, bro, I'll let you know, like, no. Or just don't respond.
Yeah, what's the method for that? How do you deny it?
Dude, these days, that's a good question. I've been getting really, really good at this, to be honest. I just don't respond to people. I used to think it was. I used to.
All the
Yeah.
time, bro.
I used to think it was really rude, and then I really think about it, and it in a way it is kind of rude, but if you say yes to everybody, like for example, I'll have a friend hit me up once a week. Yo, Pactor, like a friend from college. Yo, Pactor, like one of my buddies like wants to start a clothing brand, like connecting you guys, like he'd love some of your advice. Yeah, you would love some of the advice, right? I don't have time for that, bro. And people that are watching and listening are gonna be like, dude, that's fucked up, bro. But like all my content I make is free. I don't do any like all my content is free. I fly out to Miami. I spend like $2,000 on a podcast on average for free. I get nothing from that. So like that's my gift to the world. No, I'm not gonna hop on a call with you and give you advice how to start a clothing brand. Sorry, bro.
What advice would you give to someone looking to start a clothing brand?
I mean, watch my videos, bro. go back like 2 years. I documented the entire thing on my page. So like you can go back to the beginning and watch all those if you want. But my point is like I don't respond to those, and people think that it's rude, and maybe it is a little rude. But at the same time, like every time you let your focus and energy and time shift away from like the people that do matter to you, whether it's like your business partners, your friends, your family, your girlfriend, whatever, like you're being rude to them. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I look at it. And you look at these guys, like I've been starting to realize this later, like you look at these like billionaires, and so many like people in Gen Pop like talk shit and call these billionaires evil. They don't give a fuck, bro. Like they don't even know that you exist. Like they don't care about you. They're trying to solve like the biggest issues in the world, the biggest problems in the world. So they could care what like Gen Pop thinks about them. And I think that just kind of comes with time. You just start to.
I love that.
Yeah,
I got that from
I
Tyler.
respect that.
I got that from Tyler, Gen Pop.
Yeah, like I think that there are a lot of frameworks that apply on like the individual basis to most of us in society, which as you attain success, notoriety, whatever it may be, you kind of have to throw out the window if you want to continue to pursue your goals. In that, when you're an individual and someone asks for advice, you know, that doesn't happen often. So it's very easy for you to be like, yeah, of course, give it to you, right? You maybe get that question a couple times a week. But then as you attain any level of success, the inbound becomes insane, it becomes unmanageable. Like you have people hitting you up hundreds of times a week. And if you say yes to everyone, you'll go fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but this is what pisses me off the most is like, it's the level of the question, right? The complexity of the question. I look at every DM. I still, to this day, get dozens of DMs every day. I look at every single one of them just out of curiosity. And some people just know how to, like, this is advice for anyone watching or listening. You have to know how to approach someone. You have to always think in your mind, like, could I provide any value to this person? Why should they respond to me? If you ask for bad advice or a dumb question, like they're not going to respond. So you have to show that you care. Like my current business partner, who used to be my growth marketer, he DM'd me, and his DM wasn't, yo, love the content, would love to hop on a call and get your thoughts on this. Yeah, you would love that. I wouldn't. But he DM'd me originally, and he goes, yo, I was ZBT president at Indiana. I've looked at some of your ads on Meta. It looks like your ad account guys are fucking you. Would be happy to hop on a call and like go through it and check it out for free just because I love your content. I love that DM. Like that is such a valuable and good way to approach like cold DMing someone.
Zach,
and now we're like great friends and business partners a year later.
Zach had a good one that he sent to me, which I often share. Zach, although he didn't offer to give me anything, did lead with credibility. He goes, hey Blake, I'm a 16-year-old founder and CEO of an unblocked gaming website that has gotten over 4 million users and is monetized with AdSense, and then linked it. Like, that's strong. You
And
know?
you didn't even ask for anything, you just said, this is who I am?
He sent that, and then he was like, I think your success getting over 900,000 downloads in 3 months is amazing. I just released my first well-developed app, and I would love to learn from a mentor like you. Let me know if you have time to talk.
Yeah, see, like the difference between that DM, either establishing credibility or providing value, they're both as valuable, versus someone just saying, yo, like I'm thinking of starting my own app
Yeah,
too.
what do
Like,
you think?
would
But I
love to
think the
chat.
also difference is
Night and
he's
day.
16 at that time.
Yeah, the age
And so
helps
the
a lot.
frame of work
Yeah.
of being like, I'm 16, I did this, versus I'm 22. Yo, how do I
Well,
start a
yeah,
clothing
even
brand?
that
Yeah.
has an appeal to like how it appeals to my sense of wanting to help.
You're
someone
curious
who's
now.
younger, right? Versus, yeah, the vast majority of people, it's like, yo, bro, thinking about building an app that does this. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm like, no fucking chance, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not answering that.
Yeah.
So funny.
All right, shifting gears a little bit. I live in Austin. I love Austin. Great people, great environment. But I do genuinely, Aria was right about this one thing. I do genuinely feel like there is a ceiling there when it comes to like young success. Like there's not that many young people that are absolutely crushing. And it's not like you have to be around them to become successful, but it definitely helps. And so I'm genuinely curious, your guys' experience living in Miami. What are the pros? What are the cons? Do the pros outweigh the cons? What do you guys think?
Well, we
As
don't,
young
we don't
entrepreneurs.
go out too often, so we're not really mixed in with the Miami crowd.
You guys are far out.
Yeah.
What are we,
that's-
like
that's
30
by
minute drive
design.
from the city?
Yeah, 25.
By
30.
design.
What do you mean
Um,
there's a ceiling? Like,
I
why is that
experienced
not
this too in San Diego. It's slow.
Same thing in San
and-
Diego.
What?
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's slow, and they're just like, you don't have elite fucking
you don't have
founders
people
there.
to look up to and be like,
You know
okay,
how you
that's
hopped in
possible.
the,
You don't have other
like,
kids your age that are fucking outworking you.
Let me, here's a good way to explain it. I truly do believe like people operate on different frequencies, right? Have you, like, if, not to shit talk like early day, friends and colleagues and stuff, but like there's some people where you sit in a group like this and you talk to them and you're just like, what am I doing here? You're like, I don't want to talk about this stuff, right? And then there's other times when you sit around people that are your age, maybe a little younger, a little older, that are crushing, and you can talk for 3 hours.
You're
and
excited,
normally
you're energized.
you
you're like,
leave the conversation and you literally feel like you just slammed a cold brew and popped a neuro gum, right? Clip that for the TikTok shop. Click the link below. You know what I mean? Like when you're around people that operate on your frequency, you leave the conversation feeling energized. And then you go home and you get more work done and you're more motivated than ever and you're more ambitious and you have new ideas and you just, as a result, become better and make more money, right? And so that's kind of how I feel. Like, same thing with San Diego, but like versus like a place like New York, for example, you'll meet a 22-year-old who just raised like $200 million for his tech startup.
Why Austin then? Why do you pick Austin?
I moved there because, dude, it was almost like a calling. Like I needed to get out of LA because everyone in LA is fake. It's horrible. It has the potential to be the greatest place on earth, but everyone's fake, homeless everywhere. You have no idea what people's intentions are. There's no genuine characters.
Yeah, a lot of status chasers, social climbers.
This Austin's the complete opposite of that.
Austin's the way I look at, Austin's the type of environment where like, if I was in LA and I told you I'm working on a startup and this person's involved, if I was in LA and I told you that, 99% chance that you try and get involved, right? You try and extract value. As soon as I moved to Austin, I signed up for the nicest gym there. It's like this private gym for founders. I mentioned to some people that I have an entrepreneur's podcast. Right away, they're like, oh, let me connect you with my friend Shadi Bakur. He runs Pathwater, like it's $500 million water company. And then a week later, he's on my podcast. That would never happen in a place like LA because
LA,
people
I
want
feel
to
like
take from you.
people
They don't want to
They
give.
do not give in LA.
Yeah, and Austin's it's just like the people there, I've never experienced it anywhere else. The people truly are like super genuine, super helpful. But that being said, it is like a secondary city in terms of like probably opportunity. Like there's not that many young people that are building the craziest
It's an
businesses.
older demographic as well, right?
There's a lot of older successful people, but I feel like if you want to be around young success, the two best places are probably SF and New York, and then I would say maybe Miami
Why don't you
number
move to
3.
Miami?
For sure.
Well, I'm considering it right now.
What
That's
are you
why
looking for, though?
I-
I think that's the biggest question.
I am looking for. I want to be around monsters. Honestly, I want to be around monsters that
dude,
that can help me become better.
Yeah, SF, I feel like is the #1 founder talent pool, but it just sucks so much, bro.
Why don't you like SF?
Quality of life.
The people are just fucking so weird and neurotic and like, ugh.
But aside from the people in SF, I truly do think SF could be one of the greatest places on earth
Dude,
as well.
it's amazing.
It's beautiful. It's small. You can
great
get around
temperature.
easily.
Yeah, but the people are just like these weird, like,
Founders.
yeah, they're just like too far gone in my
Really?
eyes. Yeah, I would go New. This is the hard thing. I would probably go New York over SF, honestly. That said, SF has great nature, New York doesn't. I feel like that's the biggest drawback for me of New
Yeah.
York is the no nature. But
It's hectic.
I would take the people in New York over the people in SF. The girls are also super chopped in SF. But if I had a girl that is down to move there with me, then I could consider it. Though that's, I don't know.
One day you will move there, though.
think
You
so?
run up your
Could be.
$1 billion play.
Could be.
New York or SF?
SF. Yeah, I'd probably rather do New York still.
I would rather do New York. I think Miami's great. I think us being in like the Gables area, South Florida, is definitely nice because we're away from all the, I guess, the noise of internet money. We've had some people come to the house that we don't really vibe with because of the whole, like, they're just too far gone on internet
Yeah,
money
for
and
sure.
all they do is care about money.
Money
We've
maxers.
had,
That's how we describe them. We
There's
don't
some
fuck
guys
with
here
money
that
maxers.
come in and we love them, like Jimmy, Alex,
Yeah.
Luke Alexander. But yeah, overall, I love it. I mean, quality of life. I still haven't gotten to go in the water yet, which I'm kind of pissed about. I don't want to go
Really?
wake surfing. I love wake surfing. And so I was actually, we should do that this week if anyone's down.
I was just talking to, you guys know PB Trading?
Yeah.
Daddy
Yeah, he was
Wellness'
here.
brother.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just talking to him, and he just, because like I really was set on Miami, and then I saw
There's
a
two.
post of his where
Wait,
he was,
there's two.
No,
There's
PB Trading
Patrick.
is Daddy Wellness' brother. He came out with us one night to live.
Oh yeah, he did. We did see him at Live. Who's the other? Who's
PB
with
Investing is
Oh.
different. We also
that's like, yeah, that's who like,
He's in Detroit.
he taught him how to trade or something. But Patrick was telling me that he's like so done with Miami. He's like, it's way too materialistic, way too consumerism focused. I'd like to move to Austin. So it low-key has me feeling like, fuck, where do I pick?
yeah, this is kind of what I was saying to you. Like down south here is good, but to be honest, bro, I would, if I were you, if you're good at fucking actually locking in, like San Diego, no question.
Really?
No question, bro. It's the best place.
Yeah.
The best.
But didn't you say it has the same ceiling as Austin for like quality? of
What if
people,
you split time
entrepreneurs?
between San Diego and New York?
I'm splitting time San Diego. Yeah, that'd be good. San Diego and Miami works.
I want to do Miami.
But here's
New
the thing:
York.
when I'm here, like I'm not like we've said, like I'm not in Brickell every day. You know,
Yeah.
like it's chilling. So this area is cool. Good walking, good running, good biking, whatever you need. San Diego though is just like overall, in my opinion, best place in the country.
Yeah.
I think also a lot of the guys that are here have like one roommate and like a friend group. There's like 6 of us living here, and we have like family style breakfast and dinners.
That's sick.
Like it's definitely like a community in this house instead of just like, oh, I got to text my boy to hang out. It's like I don't want to go to the gym. We go to the gym. Alex plays soccer. He just tried out for a soccer team last night. Like
How
we're
im-
having fun.
How impactful has been living together on your personal life and on success?
I think, honestly, bro, it accelerates all of our growth.
Really?
I think Mr. B said this. If you surround yourself with 5 people that all want the same thing and you're all working every day towards that goal, you learn 100 times faster. You know, it takes way more time to fail on your own than to fail as a collective.
Yeah.
And they have experienced stuff in their personal life with frats in college and with their companies and other apps that we can learn from them and then skip that ourselves.
I imagine there's also a little bit of there's a distraction aspect to it as well,
In
though,
what way?
right?
A bit.
In what way do you mean, though?
I mean, to me, it's like if I was alone, like I live with my co-founder. All we do is work. But if I was in a house like this with like 6 to 8 people potentially,
Yeah.
and 3
I
people
think-
were like, yo, let's go
Well,
out.
we've been very ruthless with ensuring that the people that come here and stay here actually know how to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've actually, had some bad experiences on that front.
I definitely think we've had growing pains with developing the chemistry with all of us, but I think we're at like a very good point right now of like understanding everyone's work ethic, what people like. Like I know when not to bother Blake. I know when not to bother Alex. I know when not to bother Zach. I know when it's like you can have certain conversations, when people's schedules are free to go to the gym. And so you're kind of working around everyone, but everyone's grinding at the end of the day. And you're learning from each other. I learn so much from Blake, Alex, and Zach every day that I wouldn't learn if I was in my own apartment grinding 12 hours a day.
What do you think you have learned most by surrounding yourself with guys like this versus like, let's say your college friends or your high school friends?
I think with Zach, just like one thing, talent. I think Zach has a way of like managing and finding talent and putting them in a place to succeed, just learning from like what he's done with Cal AI. Alex, creativity, his mind is, I don't know, it's one of the most creative minds I've ever spoken to. And I say Blake, it's honestly his ruthlessness of getting shit done. He has his
you just
switch.
stick your tongue out?
Yeah.
He did. I think Blake is ruthlessness, and I've seen it. All of these character traits portray with how like we're building Quitter or other things, and it's honestly like there's actual growth every day.
Yeah.
Over the course of weeks,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very clear to me.
Interesting.
So.
And Zach, I have a question for you. I see you post about this all the time. The word agency, I see you use that as a descriptor for the types of people you look for.
Yeah.
I think that's the perfect word for it. I think hiring great people, especially good young people, is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Like, what does that word mean to you? Like, how do you determine when you meet someone if they have agency or not, and if they can be the guy you need?
Well, I think it's everything. Everyone we look for to hire on Cal AI or any project, we look for people that are extremely talented. That has to be a given, but they need to have high agency. Otherwise, what you get is people that are capable of doing tasks you give them, but you have to constantly be telling them what to do, managing them, micromanaging them even. Whereas the best people to have on a team, the A players you want on a team, are people that are smarter than you, better than you in a specific field. You can put them there, give them all the resources they need, and then just let them go run freely, and they will grow that part of the business. You won't really need to do anything besides provide them more resources. And this has been some of these people that we've brought onto Cal AI or other projects have done some of the most crucial changes to the company that's really helped us just scale and add more profit to the business, revenue, whatever it is. And so I think it's very, very important.
So almost like an entrepreneur. Have you guys ever heard that term?
Yeah.
In a way, entrepreneur.
Yeah, Google's big on those.
The product guy for Cal AI, what's his name again?
Daniel?
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel's very good. He had someone we brought on had his own app that was doing pretty well. He actually had a few. It was like a kind of RizGBT style app for dating apps. But then we brought him on. Now he's leading product and our design team, and he's
dude,
a killer.
The big thing is like if he's able to identify, like amazing products to build off of RizGPT, then he must be a very intelligent man.
Blake, have you ever been hunted?
Hunted? Mm-hmm. I'm more of a hunter.
So Zach,
What do you
real
mean
quick. So you're
Exactly.
18. You're running a company with how many employees?
30.
30 employees, young leader, a lot of challenges associated with that. Do you have any, like what are you doing constantly to become a better leader? Like, how much of your time and energy and focus is on getting like the menial tasks done in the business versus like, how do I become a better leader? And what does that look like for you?
So in the beginning, it was a lot of doing the small tasks. Every single day, I had a to-do list of everything I needed to get done. But as you scale up, past like probably 10, 15 employees, you no longer have these small tasks day to day, and it's more about managing people, making sure that everyone else is highly effective, and then also bringing new people onto the team, ensuring culture. And the way to get better at that, I've done a few things. One, just reading a lot of books. Beyond Entrepreneurship 2.0 is a very good
You
book.
recommended that to me.
Yeah, I've read that. That was a long time. The yellow one, right?
Yeah, the yellow one, yellow cover. It's a great book. And then also constantly asking for feedback from employees, from partners. That's been crucial. I've actually also, I'm open to feedback always and open to being coached. Like I was coached for the last year on just how to be a better leader, presenter. It was an executive coach, actually. That's a professor at Columbia that's helped train me.
And how'd you meet them? Like, how'd that come about?
I did a engineering summer program at Columbia. He gave a big presentation. He like really just held the crowd the entire presentation. I saw the power he had over everyone. And so I got his email, and a year later I reached out. I told him I wanted to learn from him.
What do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned from him? Biggest unlock? Like one key takeaway that you can share?
Well, there are many. He has these 10 rules, and there are a few more important ones, like the power of the pause, the primacy recency effect, where the most recent thing you say and the last thing you say is really what the audience remembers. So in this podcast, they'll probably remember how we opened up and how we close. And so there are all these small takeaways. But I think the one that's been most impactful is probably just body language. For example, we studied Steve Jobs a little bit, and during his presentation, Steve Jobs is very, very mindful of everything he's doing with his hand positions. He will, when asked a question, just take time, he'll put his hands together, he'll just, for a second, pause, then he'll lift up and give an answer, and that's probably mostly performative. It's not like...
That's interesting. Yeah, Elon does that a lot too.
Yeah.
I guess, so you think that they do that on purpose to really like delay, make you like zone in, what's he gonna say, versus responding quickly?
Partially. It buys you the time to think,
Yeah.
but it's very powerful over an audience.
I think pausing with anybody is powerful. It's like same thing with being on a date with a girl. I think so many people feel like, you gotta jump and respond right away, or almost like interrupt them. But if a girl says something and then you pause, and then you wait a little longer, and then you wait a little longer, like she'll continue the conversation.
Yeah.
You just have to be willing to like sit through that awkwardness for a second.
For sure.
It almost always works for you. Interesting. So what's like the next step for all of you guys? Like, what are your goals over the next 12 months, and how are you gonna take your businesses from, 6 million for you guys, almost 40 for you guys, to multiple 8 figures and even 9 figures? Or is it just doing what you've already done?
On the content side, ideally we have like 100K YouTube subs by the end of the year, which I think is totally possible, and an insane amount of short form views every month. That is the goal.
So organic content.
Yeah.
He's talking about at Mafia.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
Mafia. I'm Mafia related.
At Mafia as a whole.
I think that's our prime focus right now.
And is that mainly your role in at Mafia? We didn't really cover this actually. What's everybody's like position / responsibility?
So me and Jude behind the camera lead content. Blake is the CEO that makes sure shit gets done. Connor handles the funnels and community, and then Zach does some stuff.
Hell yeah.
You're the man.
He's just here to chill.
Nice. And whose idea originally was it for the entire group? Was it you?
Yeah, I think so. Zach and I came up with it together. Originally, it was going to be Zach and I. We were going to drop the course on our own just for cash to funnel into personal brand. And then, as he had said, we met up with Alex and Connor, and we realized that it would be a hell of a lot more fun to do it all together. We decided to get a house, and then we brought Hunter in, but that, hasn't really, maybe we'll save that discussion for another time. But yeah, the core members are the 4 of us.
Nice. And how has personal branding for all of you guys had an impact on success, network?
I think it's everything.
You think every entrepreneur should have a personal brand these days?
100%. Like, what does it serve you to be in the shadows and be unknown? What does it serve
I
you?
think that there are certainly upsides to being unknown.
There are certainly upsides to being known. Like the
Sure.
fact that you guys got connected. Zach wouldn't have messaged you if you didn't have a personal brand.
I agree. However, the point that I wasn't making the point that personal brands are bad, but rather you made the point that everyone should do it. And I don't know that I necessarily agree with that.
Why, for privacy? Or
Fewfold, it can detract from attention, privacy. Like, for example, if you are building some deep tech product where the success of your product is largely distribution agnostic, then
Like a B2B SaaS or something like that?
B2B SaaS, where you know the engineers that you need and posting on social media won't help you get them, and you know the companies that you want to sell it to, and you have the connections already, and posting little short form skits isn't gonna do anything for your business, then it's probably a waste of time. And I think that it's very important to be very meticulous with how you spend your effort as an entrepreneur. And I generally disagree with one size fits all prescriptions,
100%.
just on the basis that there are always exceptions. That said, I would say that there's a lot of opportunity and alpha in growing one's personal brand. So, I mean, that's
I think
why
having eyes on you and your personal brand and your work gives you options. Just like we get DMs, we have options, we have opportunities.
and
that
those
are thrown
options
to us rather than
are
us.
beneficial for the way that we are trying to run our businesses and orient our lives, but they are not beneficial to the way that everybody is trying to run their businesses and orient their lives.
Yeah, I would say like if you have like Blake was saying, the authority within your space and you don't need it, and you don't want to do it, then it's not necessary. Like I personally, like I'll build a brand, but I have no desire to be uber famous or
Really?
have all this fame. Like I kind of like keeping life somewhat private. Right now I understand that it's a means to an end of like put value out there, build what we're doing, build the community around myself, leverage it for hiring, leverage it for future projects. But I know a lot of people in my life that are very wealthy and very powerful, and they don't even have a LinkedIn. They have zero social presence at all, and they move the pawns on the board. So I don't necessarily think it's necessary for everyone.
Yeah.
I think it's also fun, and you get to kind of like nudge the world in the direction that you want to see it go when you promote some sort of, view. You promote your views on life, views on business, whatever it may be, and then next thing you know, there are thousands of people that are orienting themselves according to your recommendations. And I think that that's actually really fun.
That's crazy.
I think it's also where, this is where I'm struggling with myself, but I think we're called to make content in a sense, because if you're a good person, there's so much evil out there, and if you have a voice and you can influence someone in the right direction, why wouldn't you do that?
I completely agree with that. I was wondering if someone was going to say that. I think, who's the billionaire? It's not Naval Ravikant. It might be Chamath. One of those guys on the All In podcast. Is it Chamath on the All In
He's the
podcast?
Indian one.
Yeah.
All In.
He said something that really stuck with me the other day. He said, the only real way to create change in the world, like serious impact, is have a shit ton of money or have a ton of influence. And if you think you are a good person and you think that your way of looking at the world is the right way, then you owe it to the world to become as wealthy as possible and influential as possible. That way you can actually move the needle.
So
because
I've got one here. I haven't voted once in my life, not once. And I don't advocate other people do the same thing, but I've been saying this for years. When family, friends, whatever, ask why I don't vote, I say, I'm going to influence millions of votes in the future. And so now it's not really worth my time to go drive on over and get it done.
But now you just influence thousands of people that watch this also not to vote.
I'm influencing, this is why I said I don't recommend this to everyone, but I would recommend this to the individuals that aspire to change millions of votes.
well, I think, there's
Creating a new class of the Uber.
This is what Elon did.
Yeah, there's the people, and it's not that one of them isn't important because I don't want to get canceled. But there's the people that go and when they want to create change, they go up in the street and they put a piece of cardboard on a stick and they hold up a sign. And then there's the people who actually, we'll call it like the Mark Cubans, who I disagree with a lot of Mark Cuban's takes, but I really do admire and respect him. Because instead of just tweeting, hey, the cost of drugs is too high, he actually put his money and resources and time and connections into massively impacting that industry.
What is it? Those that can do and those that can't
Teach.
Yeah. Well, exactly. It's like if you want the world to change in some way, go do it. Change something.
Yeah.
And it's the people that can't do it themselves that yell from the rafters about how they think the game's unfair and broken and needs to be changed. And listen, that's actually important. We should have people doing that because that just provides feedback for those in the positions of power. But if you want to get to a position of real leverage and do more than just being one voice amongst many, then you can become that.
Yeah. So I kind of want to wrap it up here because we're near the end. And like you just said, I think the people watching and listening are going to take the first part and the last part. So the first part was obviously us talking about porn and stuff. We got to finish it. We got to finish it with something really important and impactful at the end. I would love to hear a quick, maybe even 1 or 2 minutes from each of you guys on if there's a young entrepreneur out there who has no idea where to start, and you could talk about business in general or apps, like what is that 0 to 1 process? What does that look like? What did that look like for you guys? And what's like your one big piece of advice you would give to them on how to start?
It's a very good question. Should we go, like, I feel like we should either go oldest to youngest or youngest to oldest for this?
Youngest
Start
to oldest.
youngest
Let's
to
go
oldest.
youngest to
You
oldest.
just want to go last.
Yeah.
All right,
I want
fine.
to assess the playing field.
All right. My brother, if you're watching this and you're a young entrepreneur, even if you're not young, but you want to get into entrepreneurship and you have no idea where to start, the best way is seriously to just begin. Every story you hear online, whether it's someone's going to have a success story, you should not take that at face value, because there are countless other success stories that contradict everything that worked for them. They didn't work for someone else. Everyone's pathway to success is completely different. If you want to be exceptional, you have to be an exception. You can't do what other people do and expect different results. You seriously just have to cut out all the BS in your life, cut out the morning routines, just put in work. If you fail constantly, but you never stop trying, you will win. When I first started building apps, it was with Henry, and what I kept saying over and over, we had like 5 failed projects, just did no revenue. But I kept saying, it's inevitable. If we just keep launching apps, one will take off, one will. I was sure of it, and it happened. If you just never stop trying, it may take you a decade, but you will find success.
All right, Hormozy.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That's good.
Man.
One thing that, hello brother. One thing
Hello,
thing that I really admire about the internet is everything is like open sourced. Everything. You can go and look at Cal AI, their app store screenshots, their logo, their marketing, their product, and like you can break it down and see this is making $3 million a month. This is how it's done. I could probably do that shit too. And so if you start to reverse engineer these businesses and see how they run and operate, you realize it's not that difficult, and you could probably reproduce it on a way smaller scale, and it only takes $1 revenue to give you the self-belief to keep pushing higher and higher and higher, increase volume. That's exactly how I started. And I made a promise to myself when we made our first $10 sale, I can get to 100. I'm not quitting till 100, then till 1,000. Then we did 30K in our first month, and now we're here. But the internet's beautiful, bro. It's not smoke and mirrors. You can look exactly at a company and see how they're doing it. And that's my best advice to new entrepreneurs.
That's good advice, the reverse engineering.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. To my younger self, the best piece of advice I can give is, 1, stop asking for permission or approval. If you have that fire in you, that gut feeling that you want change to happen, you're gonna build something, do it. And number 2 is have extreme self-belief. Not everyone's gonna believe in you. I would assume that 99% of the people in your life are not gonna believe in you. And so only listen to the voices that either believe in you and your own gut feeling, because as everyone else stated here, one will hit, one will work. You just can't quit.
Well done.
Unk.
Wise words coming from Unk here. If you want to become successful, you should study me.
Notice how he paused
And
first.
purchase the App Insiders community.
No, honestly, you should study me because I'm a fucking killer, and there's no universe in which I do not attain this level of success and greater. So if you can do your best to replicate my way of living, my approach to entrepreneurship, you are guaranteed to succeed. It's a money-back guarantee.
Hell yeah. That's good. Perfect. Well, yeah, I appreciate you guys having me over and coming on the podcast. And I'm gonna link everyone's individual socials on the video, and then I'm gonna link. What do you guys want, the App Mafia
Most
website?
importantly,
Maybe?
follow @Wilder on Instagram. That's where you can study me.
Yeah, study. Well, yeah, appreciate you guys coming on.
Thanks,
Sweet.
Luke.
I can get you a free Quitter code. I got you, man. Don't worry.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate
got
it.
you. Gotta pay it forward.
You're the
Thanks,
man,
bro.
bro.
I live in Texas, and porn is blocked in Texas. So
How do you know?
Don't need
It's
it.
blocked here, too.
How do I know?
Yeah.
Fuck. That's a good point. Sweet.